Hello, bonjour. Today I'm reviewing the XpPen Artist Pro Gen 2, the 27-inch model. And a quick disclaimer up front, XpPen sent me this model for free in exchange of honest review. It's a product that costs around $2,000 or 2,000 euros approximately. And by the way, XpPen sent me promo codes that goes up to 20%, so it's very interesting and I will put them in the description. And why did I accept? For a few reasons. First, I'm free to say whatever I want here. There is no condition to be positive or say marketing things about this device. And second, receiving a new tablet like this honestly feels like a reward for me. I'm easy to corrupt. So third, I got to write the Linux driver for it myself. I'm proud of it because it was my first time doing that, but don't imagine that I went full Linux kernel developer or something. No at all. My contribution here was very limited. The drivers for the 16 and 19 model already existed, and yeah, mostly I just duplicated things already existing, compiled it, and it works. So yeah, that was my baby step in the code. I hope I can do more later, but it was a nice learning experience. And finally, I was sincerely curious about this model. I've been using the 19 model, the 19 Artist Pro Gen 2, as my main tablet for years now. You'll find the review on the channel and also on my blog many photos with it. It's just my favorite tablet. So I was eager to test something possibly as good, but larger. The box arrives in a large, colorful XpPen box, and the tablet inside is well protected, as you can see. Let me go through the accessories under because there is actually quite a lot. You get at first this plastic bag with the warranty, the quick start guide and a glove for drawing, and extra stylus nibs. Nice. There is also the classic wireless remote. That one I already had with the 19 and 16 model. It's a classic. A plastic cache to hide the wires at the back. A USB-C to USB-C cable that carries both data and display signal. A DisplayPort cable. A UK power plug. The transformer unit. An HDMI cable as well. So basically there is all the connection option here for the display, and that's great. In the stylus case, you've got two styluses, a thin one and a regular one. You've got also extra nibs and a USB receiver for the remote. And oh, I forgot, a last USB cable. It's a USB-C to USB. There is also a European power plug adapter for the transformer, and it's very handy for me because I'm living in France. Yes, in case you haven't already guessed by my accent. Finally, two small plastic stylus holder that you can clip on the top of the device. And I think that's all. The 27-inch size is honestly massive. Let me show you compared to everyday objects, like a A4 sheet of paper, a gamepad, and a banana. I've also unplugged my 19-inch model here, so you can see the size difference. The stand comes pre-mounted on the back with a standard Visa 100 by 100 mm mount. And that's perfect because you can swap it for many compatible monitor mounts if you want. On the top, you have 4 buttons. There is the power button. There is a plus and minus inside a single button for brightness, but also for controlling the menu. And there is also a toggle for the touchscreen. On the back, where all the plugs are, you've got the power connector at first, HDMI plug, the DisplayPort plug, and the USB-C plug. And the little surprise, a nice touch, a 3.5mm jack, so you can plug speakers or your favorite headphone here directly. The remote connects via Bluetooth, and it's a specific version of Bluetooth as far as I remember, or via the USB dongle that comes in the stylus case. It's thin, compact, and it also charges over the USB-C. The buttons are quiet. The wheel has a little satisfying click 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 sound, I like it, but I think I already said this on a previous video. All in all, this remote does the job, and it's now supported on Linux. I'll put some notes in the blog post in the description about it, for you to know how to install it. Personally, though, I always prefer just having access to a full keyboard, and I just find that more efficient for my workflow. Once it's connected, the colors and the 4K resolutions are truly impressive. There is also no flickers, with a refresh rate of 120 Hz, and honestly, it's the best display I ever connected to my setup at home. The overlay surface is smooth, with a slight matte anti-reflective coating, and at first it feels a bit too slippery. But once the stylus gets a slight little flat on the tip, because of the usage, you get this nice feeling of subtle grain and friction. This overlay is also very, very solid. I tasted it with various metal objects on the review of the 16, on the review of the 19, and it's the same here. So if you wear a bracelet or a cable drops on your screen, you're safe. I'll not film a drill test like on the previous review, just because I'm just lazy to go to the garage and take the drill. But if it is truly the same exact coating at the 19, I'm really happy to report that I've been sitting on my desk for years, taking whatever life throws at me, and it doesn't have a single scratch. Really. This coating is exceptional. Now the brightness specification on the product page says 350 nits, and I could obtain something a bit similar, 320 nits, when I boosted the device at the maximum brightness and everything. But if I follow the recommended brightness, I got around 250 nits. However, you can obtain more than 400 nits if you turn on the HDR mode, and this is something your desktop environment or your graphic card has to support. Also, the default color calibration had a bit too much green inside it, as you can see on the screen right now. And that's a little parenthesis I wanted to say about the factory color calibration report. You know, that sheet of paper you got with the device, and this is a bit marketing. Of course, all of this is true. Of course, I have no doubt this was calibrated at the factory, but also, if you are serious about the color, just buy a colorimeter and calibrate and profile your device. Now let's move to the on-screen display, OSD. You have the choice with one to pick the input source, so USB-C, DisplayPort or HDMI, or you can just use the other one to adjust the brightness. And there is also a secret menu. If you hold the plus button and press the power button once, interestingly, you access to this hidden menu here, and you've got some options. And finally, about this screen, there is a little problem. You see, it looks like all the circuitry are on the lower right corner of the device. And for a right-handed person, that's usually where your palm rests while drawing. And all this circuitry get warm. It's normal, there is some processing involved here, and that area can get up to 40 degrees Celsius. So I translated 105 Fahrenheit. And this is of course in the summer. I'm doing the review in July. We have like a constant heat wave in France, but yes, it feels like you have like 10 degrees more than the room temperature right here in the corner where you put your hand. In summer or during really hot days, you'll have to really put a little fan on the corner here because the surface of the tablet itself acts like a giant dissipator. So all the heat will be dissipated very quickly if you do that, and it will drop the degrees of the whole device very quickly. So the tablet itself comes with two styluses, as we already mentioned, and there is the thin one and the regular one. And one good thing about the thin one is you can replace the barrel button with a little plastic cache that is provided in the case. So you can hold it like a traditional pencil. So yes, about this regular stylus, it feels almost identical to the design of Wacom, of Huion, and all the other one. Now the stylus has 16,000 pressure level, and it sounds good, but the range is too wide. The range is the minimum pressure you need to put, the force you need to put with your hand, and the maximum to reach 100%. And here with my system, I measured that you need 700 grams of pressure. That's a lot. And I converted, it's 1.54 pounds. So yes, you need this amount to reach 100% pressure effects. In Krita, you have to go to the settings and to reduce the curve maximum. So this way, when you put like 300 or 400 grams, you reach, for example, 100%. And your hand will really prefer this on the long run. And if you can do that in your settings, for example, in my system at a KDE Neon Linux level, it's even better because it will affect all your application. The stylus are excellent for drawing, and you'll find some precision, something very snappy. And about this, I have a little note here because I filmed all this shot once the screen was set up wrongly in 60 Hz. Know that you can set up it in 120 Hz and it reduces a lot of lag. So if you see some little delay here, it's totally my fault. But the stylus is excellent for drawing, and you'll see on the time-lapse at the end that I had no problem doing artwork with it after that. There is also no jitters on the edge of the device, so you don't have the line trembling or some noise. And the parallax is also really minimal compared to the size of such a device. So with a little bit of stabilizer and large gesture, you'll be able to achieve a very smooth long line with this device, and I really appreciated doing that. You also have an eraser on the other side of the regular stylus, and it does the job, and the tilt is also working well for both styluses. The touchscreen is really impressive. You can pinch to zoom, pan your artwork, do a long press with a single finger on the surface, and Krita will pop up the palette, so you can select your color this way. And with 3 fingers you can undo, and all of this you can of course customize in the settings. You can also customize many things at an operating system level, like edge swipe. So KDE Plasma, for example, show an overview, and it's easy to pick some windows this way. And there is even an on-screen keyboard and the palm rejection. But all of this looks really good, but when you use it, and this is not something about the hardware. The tablet here is totally doing fine. This is the software, because I'm using Linux. I'm using the KDE Plasma on KDE Neon with Wayland, and all the interaction of this stylus, touchscreen and mouse it's just not there yet. And don't dream about doing some keyboard shortcut on a virtual keyboard while drawing and doing this zoom at the same time. As you can see on the demo, I'm doing this zoom with 2 fingers because even the distance is not really well done. There is a lot of little paper cut here. So that's why I really appreciate that this device also has a button to turn off the touch device, because I prefer to use it without touchscreen. So while I show you a time lapse of a painting I made from scratch on this device, let me recap the pros and cons. So on the pro side, the display at first is just amazing. I told it, the color, the resolution, and the size of the workspace, the number of Docker you can put, and all of this makes a very immersive experience because your field of view is always inside the screen at this size. The design of the device also is looking great on a desk. The stand also, it's very simple and it used the Visa mounting, a standard. After, there are the styluses. I already spoke a lot about them. I also really like that the device supports the multi-touch. And also it came in the box with all the cable you could need. And that's really precious. And finally, for the positive things, I really like that it's now compatible with free and libre and open source software, 100%. I will put, of course, all the install instruction. The link will be in the description. It will be way easier for me to edit a web page than redo the video for explaining what changed. So now with the coins, we have, of course, the first one is the heat location on this device. So there is a heat spot on the right bottom of the tablet. I'm sure it's not a problem in autumn, in winter, or in spring. It's just a summer issue. And if you put a fan, the surface dissipates the problem. So it's something that you can work around very easily. But yes, if you are left-handed, no problem. The heat point is not right under your palm. It's a right-handed problem, and for weather above 30 degrees Celsius. My second coins is about the ergonomic, and it's not specific to this model, but all the big display tablet in general. It's once you put that on a computer, the computer become a dedicated drawing station. The placement of the keyboard on the bottom or on the top, like here I have a keyboard tray, I'm using a Snitch universal mount. It's something I put separately, and all of this make the usage of the computer just dedicated to drawing, and everything else become more difficult because yes, you have always this big tablet on the way. So that's something to consider if you have an activity and you do multiple things, and if you do only drawings, it's also can be perceived not as a coins but as a pro. So on my side, will I switch to this 27-inch tablet as my main tablet for the work now? After I made that character design for the fun, I really had a very good experience. So I tried to connect this tablet to my main workstation, and I tried to make a comic page with it. And yeah, I went back to my 19-inch model, but just because I prefer the ergonomic for the access of the keyboard and for also using it as a traditional tablet, you know, a tablet that you can draw on it and see the screen in front of you. And that's all for this tablet. I hope you found it interesting for your research. Feel free to subscribe if you want to get notification about future videos. I'm doing digital painting tutorials here and tablet reviews. Also, don't forget there is promo code on the description that XpPen gave me for this tablet, so you might benefit about it. And see you later. Bye bye.